Like, what would happen?
Okay, you can't, don't do that.
Come on.
Yo. Oh, you better not, boy. You better not.
Okay.
You better not.
Bring the sign back.
We're gonna do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Hey, you're pretty close. Wow.
Well, I think the Fearless Tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
HBCU.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw
What is
something in our
that?
car?
Right now. They just tried to hit the car. My gosh.
I think Horace is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you, guys.
So we got to talk about Tennessee State University. They're in the spotlight after a couple guys showed up on campus, set up a table looking for conversation, had their signs, DEI, illegal immigration. Let's have the conversation. And you think, at least in its best practices and what you would hope to see in theory, because this clearly didn't happen here, the ability to have civil discussions, whether you agree or disagree, an exchange of ideas, probably the best place to be able to have that conversation would be a college campus. I mean, when you really think about it, high school, maybe you're not really of age yet. There's still so much you need to learn when it comes to experience in life and perhaps maybe not mature enough yet. You get out into the workforce, you're paid to do a job, there's policies in place. You're there to actually do a job. Business becomes the priority. But a college campus, a place where you come to receive a formal education through books and tests, but also an education and understanding people from other walks of life. Whether you agree or disagree with them, that's up for each and every individual to decide on their own. But it's in these places where you're allowed to at least be exposed to these different ideas, to these different people from different areas, and realize that maybe the bubble you grew up in isn't the only thing that exists. And what you take away from that is up for each and every single individual to decide. But nonetheless, on a college campus, it should be the place where you're able to exchange those ideas without worry of being attacked because you're different and you don't think the same as someone else does. And so let's get into this Tennessee State video where clearly that's not what they think.
So what part of our systems is for people of color?
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen.
So you feel like there's nothing. So you feel like everybody is equal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like, I grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so, we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton. But so we're not equal in what we possess as we start always, but we are equal in what we're allowed to do, our opportunity.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would argue the opposite. Like, again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what like the Civil Rights Act says, right? You cannot be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are laws that ban it. And I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism in the United States. We actually cancel people for being racist all the time. But we have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color, etc. And I would say that I would say getting rid of DEI works towards that objective.
So, y'all had say make America great again. How do y'all feel that America is not great, and how do y'all feel that America can be great again? And when was it great?
Yeah, I would say that the most recent example of America being great was the first term of Donald Trump. And then we had 4 years of Joe Biden in chaos, and then Trump is president again. So this is his campaign hat for his, lead up to his second term.
All right, and so far what we got going on right here is what you would hope to see on any standard college campus. Young adults being able to share and exchange ideas, even if they don't agree or they're the ideas that they believe are the correct ones, they're still able to converse, have the conversation, and be respectful towards each other in that process. And right here, you had 3 young men who are doing that and doing it well. And really, this is how things could have just went. Clearly, it was possible. We just saw it. 3 people. A young man did not share the same beliefs as these 2 men at the table, but yet they were able to have the talk and just be respectful. If this would have been how things went for its entirety, this story would not have made the news cycle. It would just be some YouTube video that gets posted by some guys making some content. But that's not what happened. Once the crowd got larger, this is what ended up happening next.
Come on, really? Seriously?
Yo. Oh, you better not, boy. You better not.
Okay.
You better not.
Guys, we're literally just here to have civil discussions. Bring the sign back.
Set up a table. Hey, what's up, man? Like, oppressive hell. You feel me? Like, it's a crazy day out here. It's TSU.
Little end live pregame or postgame situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Hey, you're pretty close. Yeah.
Well, I think the Fearless Tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
HBCU.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw
Arrest
something in our
us
car?
right now.
Arrest.
They just tried to hit the car. My gosh.
I think Horace is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, officers. They're intentionally blocking us.
They're blocking us. Here comes the...
How is this a university?
Look, they're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave.
It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. This is wild.
And so we see how things unfolded and how quickly it went from civil conversation in the beginning to all out chaos because the lack of emotional maturity by these black people who believe that because these guys did not share the same beliefs, the same thoughts that they did, that they shouldn't even be there. They should not even have the discussion. It wasn't even okay to talk and hear what they had to say. And even on the larger scale, the inability to challenge those young men who showed up and set up a table on their campus, challenge them on their beliefs, challenge them with facts, with statistics, with a healthy argument on why you feel like you're right, on why you feel like they are wrong. That's how you end up winning the conversation. That's how you end up being able to add validity to your argument, not by stealing signs, knocking down their things, looking like you're ready to start a fight with these guys, all because you don't like what they say. I mean, this could have just been a healthy debate. And a debate is nothing more than a competition. And there are plenty of forms of competition that black people love to show up for and show out in because we know that we'll excel in it. But when you have an opportunity to have that civil debate of conversation and exchange ideas and exchange thoughts and challenge someone who doesn't think the same way you do on their beliefs versus yours, instead of actually doing that, this is what they do. And basically back down, forfeit. And instead of taking that opportunity to stand up for their beliefs and prove and speak, not just to prove these guys who showed up there on their campus to prove them wrong, but to prove to themselves that what they believe in is so strong that they're willing to actually stand there and voice it. But they couldn't do that. And so first, let's check out how they're covering this story locally, and then we'll get into some actual numbers in comparison to some other schools and see what they're actually producing out there in Tennessee State University. And if those students are even capable of being able to have that type of discussion, do they even possess those skills? The numbers might tell us something.
We had a group of people come and start to heckle us.
Why even provoke on our campus?
New tonight, chaos here at the Tennessee State University campus after a debate group visits the campus wearing MAGA hats and carrying signs against DEI and illegal immigration.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us from TSU tonight after speaking with both students and that debate group.
Most students I spoke with are calling the conservative group who showed up here at TSU hateful. That group tells me they were just trying to have civil discourse with the students and are accusing those who push back of inciting violence. Video shows spirited Tennessee State University students gathered around the Fearless Debates group. David Kate is a co-founder.
We went from a peaceful conversation with students to quite literally a mob inciting violence against us.
He tells me they are trying to encourage debate on the heels of Charlie Kirk's murder. The signs the group brought read, "DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals now. Let's talk." TSU senior Layla Johnson was there when it all went down on Tuesday. What did you think about the group coming onto this campus with those signs?
I just feel like it was unnecessary. Like, why would you come to a HBCU with all that commotion knowing that we're going to say something about it? Like, they're just, like, insane.
Why did your group pick a historically black college to have this conversation?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't go to historically black colleges to have these conversations? We're not limiting who we want to go speak to based off their race, based off their gender.
The university is calling the group's actions hostile and saying TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner.
Take a look at our last 6 stops, our first 6 stops. We have not had an issue like this whatsoever.
Layla believes they were not there for debate, but to provoke students.
I don't agree with it. Like, it's just nonsense.
All we did was set up a table.
The university says a group was escorted from campus. Kate denies that. He instead says they were taken away for safety. TSU adds they were not authorized on campus.
Are you guys going to continue to just show up to public universities if they don't answer?
Absolutely, it's our free speech. It's our these campuses have a free speech area. They're public universities.
The university declined to comment further, but the NAACP came out in support of the students. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, so let's go back and read that statement put out by the university that they put out on social media, X, I believe. The statement says, today a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. Understand first, TSU is a public university. In accordance with university policy, any demonstration of protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. I mean, they're stretching protest, demonstration. They set up a table to have a conversation. Don't really see how that's protest, but let's keep going. Let's see what else they have to say. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from the university grounds without incident. Barely. At all times, this is where it gets sketchy for me. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. Now, I understand that they want to make sure they save face as a university, but you didn't have to put that part in. You could have just left that part out. We just saw the footage. Stealing signs, blocking them in when they're trying to get out. And they said, at all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a respectful and professional manners. One of the students looked like he was ready to fight the guy when he was just trying to get his sign back. I wouldn't label that as professional behavior or respectful. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policy, so on and so forth. And so the question really had to be posed once again. If you can have civil conversation, disagreement, debate on a college campus, of all places, then where can you have those discussions? Where is the good place for young minds to share disagreements? I mean, if you can't even do this on a college campus, how do you expect to be able to handle the actual real world? And so I think there are a couple questions that Tennessee State University needs to answer for. Students are there in order to improve themselves, better themselves with their education, socially prepare them more for the real world. And when you can't have a conversation, it kind of shows that that's not taking place. And it doesn't help when you take a look at the numbers of Tennessee State University when it comes to their actual graduation rate. We can kind of slow our roll a little bit. Tennessee State University is not pumping out the future leaders of tomorrow when you look at their numbers. And so let's take a look at their graduation rate, and then we'll actually compare it against some other HBCU schools. Tennessee State University, 2023 graduation rate, 33.5%. 33.5. Now, just so you understand how bad that is, let's take a look at some other schools. Like Florida A&M University at 52% basically with their graduation rate. Then you got North Carolina A&T University, known for their engineering program, pumps out a lot of black engineers. 2023 graduation rate, 55%. You also got Hampton University, which is around 56%, 55.7, 56%. But for Tennessee State, 2023, 2024, 4-year graduation rates, first-time, full-time freshmen, 11% for the males, 16% for the females. Maybe they didn't debate because they didn't have the ability to understand how to debate with rates like that. You got to question it. And so I think schools like this, what's the point of existing? I think they need to be shut down. You have an 11% graduation rate for young black boys when they go to your school. You have an 11% graduation rate for young black men when they attend your school. What are you producing? It's certainly not excellence. 15% for the, 16% for the women. If the NAACP wants something to be upset about, it shouldn't be about what happened on that campus. It should be about that, because this is criminal. They're taking these kids' money, putting them in debt, and this is what they're pumping out. And so why do they even exist other than for a place for kids to go for 4 years and rack up debt and then come out of school with basically average jobs because they haven't developed the actual skills necessary to compete out in the real world? Listen, the reality is, and I know it's going to trigger some people, even though I just shared stats with other HBCU schools who are doing pretty well, but for Tennessee State University students, these students probably aren't even versed enough intellectually to be able to have the debate, to be able to have the conversation. And that's part of the reason why they got so angry, why they got so upset, because the lack of the ability to actually digest the information and then challenge someone on their thoughts and not just go and throw a temper tantrum because you don't like or agree with what they had to say. But as always, drop your thoughts down below on this topic. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button for more, subscribe to the channel, and as always, until next time.